I know this is going to shock you, Gonky, but
why are you picking on Fat Amy, man? First you said the Viper killed it. Now
I know. So there was supposed to be a technology refresh 3 used for training flights, but it won't be ready for combat till 2025. They said in their earnings calls. Of all the places that you hear about this, right? And that just, I don't know. Is that the commentary here that we're doing earnings calls? I say no because more than likely the DoD got the call first before this is months. Like DoD's known this for a while, but they said that they're focused fully on implementing TR3, a set of upgrades to the software and hardware, including better displays, computer memory, and contracting power. What is contracting power?
Dude, I don't know.
But it's already a year overdue, and it's not likely to be ready until at least the third quarter of 2024. They're still building F-35s intended to have the TR3, and I think that was part of the issue with some of the foreign sales because they were waiting for the TR3. So obviously they've had issues. I mean, we've had chip issues. We've had all the supply chain issues. The F-35 has had delays and cancellations for as long as I've known about it. But pressure is mounting to get them ready, with multiple lawmakers expressing dissatisfaction with the delays. There's also a factor in the Air Force's decision to trim the purchases from in 2025 from 48 to 42. So 6 jets, half a Navy squadron, really. I mean,
true.
We've been in this meeting coming back year after year, and every time kicking the can down the road. It's always something new. You need to understand the frustration. They said a significant of those jets are built, except for the insertion of TR3, are parked at Lockheed Martin facilities awaiting delivery. So they said the truncated software will lack combat capabilities at first. Some of them, not all of them. First realistic chance of getting F-35 delivered with a partial version of TR3 will be in July. Some think August, September, October, November, December might be more realistic. And this comes on the heels of Congress. And we didn't make this a topic, but we don't know kind of what the context was, but we saw the congressional hearings where they're like, this bag of whatever it was is $90,000. Like,
right.
It was and bushings. It was a bag of bushings. It was like, this bag of bushings, $90,000. And then, only 30% of F-35s are operationally ready. And it's like, well, where do you get that number? Because from what I understand, the F-35 is a very reliable maintenance-wise aircraft. Like the FMC rates, the rates that we use to gauge that, are actually pretty high and comparable to the F-16. So I don't know where they got that number, and that's why we kind of didn't want to talk about it. But the only reason I bring that up is because this is kind of another example of people wanting answers. And when the pressure is on, when you've been highlighted like that, I think every little delay now going forward, and rightfully so, we have put all our eggs in this basket and it needs to work.
Yeah. It's Mover. The problem is it's the history of the development of the airplane has been tarnished. And so like anytime anything comes out like this, it's like, yeah, it's the F-35. What of course it's delayed, over budget, or doesn't work, or you know what I'm saying? Like, which is probably not fair. But that's why it's getting there. That's why it's, it gets you got the politician there with the bag of bolts, right? Or the bag of bushings. I mean,
yeah. Well, and again, I go back to the, what we're just talking about with mishaps and stuff, and whether the perception is reality phenomenon, which I hate that term. I think it's stupid, but in some ways it's true, because just think if in the 80s, all the, it did get some press. It was called the lawn dart, but if everything was known in the viral social media scape that we have of the F-16, like people like never would have seen the light of day. Yeah. I think people don't understand that it takes time for software and hardware upgrades to evolve, and that what we have is still very capable. So what's been fielded, those F-35s are good. They're just not the upgraded F-35s. The TR3 is not there yet, and it's just taking a little bit longer, which, bad on the contractor for not fulfilling their obligation, but that doesn't mean that the F-35 is suddenly not a worthy aircraft.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they'll get it figured out. It'll make it into the calf, and then we'll wait for the next update.